that I've done a live stream ever. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but it feels like it to me. So I'm just gonna wait until my background becomes quiet. Yeah, today my children are at school while I'm filming this, so that's why I'm able to do it in my house instead of outside like I normally do, so I can have good lighting. And I'm gonna show you guys a couple of dolls that I got that are, I guess, new. And also, somebody requested that I give my opinion about the Little Mermaid trailer because I hadn't watched it, and people kept asking me what I thought about it, and I was like, I don't even know. I can't give you an answer if I haven't even seen the trailer. So I had to, commit to watching it so that I could give you guys my take on the trailer and also on the movie itself, like what I think about the movie coming out and my take on it. But because of the tangent that I went on about how much I disliked the concept of the Woman King movie, I think people will be surprised by what I have to say about the Little Mermaid movie, but I have reasons to back up what I'm saying, so it will make sense why I'm coming at you from the viewpoint that I have. But we'll get into that, and then I'll show you guys my doll that I just picked up from Target. So I got this one. This is, what character is this? This is Nakia, and this is the character that is played by Lupita Nyong'o. I don't know how to say her last name. I'm just saying it whatever way I think I'm supposed to be saying it. Anyway, so Lupita is the same actress that played in the movie called what did she play in? She played in, I want to say, Us. Did you guys watch Us? If you know what movie that is, she's the main character in that movie. That same actress is the one that's this role. And they have a picture of her here on the side, like a little, like a digitized kind of animation picture of her. I don't know. I just don't feel like this doll really looks like her that much. I don't think so. I think she looks more like the actress who plays, I think her name is Erica Alexander, the woman who plays Maxine, who knows Living Single, that show that used to come on in the 90s. There's an actress on that show who had like braids. She had like short braids, and they were just kind of like, like a little mushroom hairstyle kind of a deal. She looks like her to me more than she looks like Lupita in the face, the doll. So I don't know if that's supposed to be like that, but that's just a vibe I got. To me, she doesn't look that much like her, but I didn't get her because of the way, I didn't get her because she looks like the actress. I'll tell you what made me interested in the doll, and then I'll tell you what I think of this doll, because I'm going to tell you my true, honest opinion. We're going to take her out of the box. We're going to strip all the clothes off. We're going to dig into her hair to see how it's rooted. We're going to do the whole most detailed review live, okay? So we're going to get into all of that. Now, let me just read some of these comments. Hi, Faye, a little bit, but I was too young for Living Single. Yeah, I used to watch that show. I think I was like a preteen when I like discovered the show, and then into my teen years I was watching it. But my sister was more like a TV junkie, so whatever she had on TV was what I ended up watching, and my sister was deep into all of that stuff, so she would be watching it a lot. Minnie G said, I haven't heard about that show in a bit. I know, right? Back in the day. But man, we had some good shows back in the 90s. So yeah, so to me, she just reminds me a lot of that actress instead. And if you Google that lady's pictures and look at the face, not the hairstyle, not even necessarily the skin tone, just her face. This sculpt reminds me so much of that woman's face. She just looks like her a lot. More to me than Lupita. But anyway, so let me turn this camera around. I only have the camera turned on me to say hi to you guys at the beginning and sometimes the end of the videos. But I can't film the whole live like this because it's distracting to me. To see human beings' faces up on the screen when I'm talking about dolls or trying to show you guys dolls. So that's why I turned the camera around. I know some reviewers do it this way and they like to engage and talk to you guys, which I don't mind doing when I'm just like vlogging or just reporting on something. Yes, Erica Alexander. But that's just not the way I like to do it because I want the dolls to be the center of attention on the screen. You know what I mean, guys? Yeah. So I'm about to come over here to my little station. We're gonna turn the camera around and then we'll just jump into this. But as I'm removing her from the box, I'm going to explain to you, or actually I can do that now because you don't really have to see me unboxing her because it's so annoying. All right, so before I take her out, I just want to show you guys how she comes in the box. And she's got first of all, let me say, okay, because this is something that a lot of collectors do inadvertently, but it's not our fault. Hi, Tammy. It's not our fault. It's just that's just the way things are. When new dolls hit the shelves, it's customary for a lot of people to compare the quality of the doll to Barbie dolls because Barbies are the standard. Barbie is what everyone knows. Barbie is what is like the catalyst for all of these, right? So we just naturally do that. So if you have a doll product that is subpar compared to a Barbie doll product, people are going to judge you on that. So let's just get that out of the way. You feel me? There's just no way that a person can who's familiar with Barbie dolls to look at other doll brands and not compare them to a Barbie. Are you serious? Are you serious? Y'all, when I be outside, it'd be the motorcycles, the loud car engines, and now it's a whole helicopter. A whole helicopter. And I'm inside today. What is going on? Do I just attract noisy vehicles to me? Like, what is going on? It's so annoying. Sir, can you hurry up and fly over the place, please? Sheesh. What is y'all doing? Ugh. Oh, oh, that's a good beat, helicopter guy. Anyway, all right, so so let's just get that out of the way, okay? The box itself, I'm impressed. I'm impressed by the box. And I don't usually get impressed by boxes. I don't give a damn about no boxes, y'all, in general. So I'll just rip the box open and like, let's get to the doll, right? That's how I normally do things. I'm genuinely impressed with this box. It's very Barbie-esque, very Barbie collector-esque. It feels like it, you know, the material that the box is made out of, the weight of the box. It looks very professional, and especially when you compare it to Fresh Dolls, because that's the brand that this was manufactured by. The Fresh dolls themselves don't come in packaging like this. I mean, it's not bad packaging, but you know, it's not like there's not premium feel kind of packaging. So for this to be marketed as a collector doll, I am impressed with the way that it's packaged. It does look and feel like a collector packaged doll. And if I was the kind of person that was going to keep my dolls in box, I would be very satisfied with the way that this box looks. And obviously, if I was going to get all three of the dolls in this series, then they would look great next to each other in these boxes. Whatever angle you happen to display them in, they did a good job with the box. It's mostly black. And then, of course, it's got like, you know, the picture of the girl on the back and that kind of thing. So that's first and foremost. On here, on the back of the box here, there's some lettering here that's supposed to be like Wakandan text. And I'm not sure, but I think it says Wakanda forever, but I don't know how to decode that text, so I don't know for sure. But that's just what I think it says. So I'm going to take her out. I'm just going to slide her out from the bottom because there's only one little tab in the bottom that I have to remove to get her out. So that'll be a lot easier for me. And it's getting stuck up here on something. Here we go. Let me just grab some scissors so we don't have to struggle. Let's see. So about the trailer, I gotta say so many things. So I'm surprised I have so much to say about this trailer too. And it does come with a certificate of authenticity with a whole paragraph on it. And it's talking about how the doll was created through a collab between Marvel Studios and World of EPI, which is the brand that manufactures Fresh dolls. And then it talks about the different features that the doll comes with. And I'm pretty sure this is backwards to you guys because it looks backwards to me, so I don't know if you can read it. But it does come with it, and it's cardstock. It's not like just paper. So that's another plus. I'm not the kind of collector who gives a hot damn about a certificate of authenticity anyway. So I don't care, but I'm just showing it to you guys because some of you guys actually keep those things and collect them and, you know, keep them safe. You like to have them for your dolls to kind of have a record of which dolls you own that are collectible dolls. So I thought that was a nice touch that they did. And I literally just snipped 5 tabs off of her and she just popped right out. So another plus, she's not very difficult to get out of the box. And underneath this plastic insert that she was attached to, there's a plastic bag underneath here that's got a stand inside of it. So you don't want to lose that. The stand is clear, which I'm also surprised and impressed by, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because a lot of my doll stands that I use, that I bought from, I want to say I bought them from Amazon or something, they're actually clear, and I like them a lot because they kind of just blend into the background, so they're not distracting when I have my dolls displayed on them. And this stand is going to just fit right in, and it has brackets here, like the grips for the waist. It's flexible plastic, just like the ones that I order on Amazon. So it helps because I don't have to worry about the dolls being a specific size in the waist to fit them into the stand. It's kind of universal for the most part. My curvier dolls, I be struggling with them, and then this piece just pops into the bottom. It's look like this. It's a little different than what I'm used to with the Barbie stand. It's got 3 prongs, but it snaps right in place, and it's very sleek and doesn't really like catch your eye, which I like about a doll stand. I don't want the doll stands to be super noticeable because I want my doll to be more noticeable, if that makes sense. So that's another plus. So far I don't have any complaints. So let's see what else we got going here. I'm trying to get her into the stand, but you know what, let me unravel this plastic that's holding her hair down too. And just before I put her on the stand, I just wanted to show you guys the hair. So the hair it's pretty long. I'm surprised by that as well. And when I turn this camera around, then you'll be able to see more details on all of that. So we're gonna do that. I'm struggling with this grip. Hold on a second. I'm trying to do it one hand, like how slow as I am. Okay, now she's in. There we go. So, you know, they say that this doll is a 10-inch doll, but I don't think she's 10 inches tall. I think she might be taller, but we'll see. I'm gonna compare her next to another doll so we can see. But let me put her over here, and then we're gonna turn the camera around so we can get a better look. How do we do this? I think I should go this way. What am I doing? Oh, that's how you turn it around. Okay, so now let's come over here. Pescario. Okay, there we go. People, Dolly people, yay! I gotta show you guys some of these other dolls in the background too. All right, now let's move this down, get a better look. And if you have any questions or something you want to see close up, let me know so we can do that, so we can get all the little details in. All right. Hi, Florida Fox. Hi, Kick the Tires. Wow, I haven't seen you in a while. And let's take a closer look at this lady. So she's got rooted hair. They are supposed to be like dreadlocks. And this is the only doll that I own at this time that have like proper dreads, because I think I have one other doll that I sort of kind of tried to create dreads with her rooted hair that she already had, but they weren't really dreads. They were more like just twists. And yes, there's a difference. So I wouldn't consider her a doll with dreads. But this one definitely has some rooted dreads. And we're going to get a little bit closer so you can see how they look. And as you can see, they're not braids. See, they're not actual braided hair. It's, you know what? I just realized that my camera hates to focus when there's other faces in the background. There we go. Okay, so if you look closely, all the hair is like twisted. See how they're like, you know, like they're twisted up? Yeah, and there's no product in it, so it's not like gelled or anything. And the material, the fiber that they used for this, it's not hair, you guys. It's not like saran. It's not like the kind of fibers that they use when they root regular hair into the doll's head. This is some totally different kind of fiber, the way that it feels. So keep that in mind. I do feel a little bit of stiffness at the bottom of the hair here that's in the ponytail. But I don't know if that's a product that they put in there or just the way that they set the dreads so that they don't unravel. But they're very loose on the ends. So if you're not careful, if you brush this, it's going to just brush all the way out. I don't know if that's something you want to do, but I'm just letting you know that it's possible that they will become unraveled if you're not careful with handling this hair. And as you can see, it's actually two-toned. So the bottom that's down here is actually like a light brown color, and there's some dark brown underneath, and then the top is also dark brown. So she's got like dark, light, dark layered. I think that's pretty interesting. That's really cool that they did that. Hi, Tevin. You just left Target, huh? I just went to Target yesterday to pick up this doll. Yeah, so and she's got these little rings that are obviously her weapons from the movie. She's got on this outfit, which is supposed to be a duplicate of what she has on in the movie. Everything on here is like printed on, so there's no texture to anything. It just looks textured, I guess you could say. And the outfit has a lot of little mini like patterns on them, different patterns. Everything is blue and green. She got a fatty. What? Well, we're gonna take everything off so we can see. And then of course her boots look massive. Uh-oh, that's not good. Technical difficulties. Okay, anyway, so she's got huge boots. Let's just throw that out there. So her feet are probably huge in there, but we're gonna take them out and see. And then I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of this outfit on her because it's just very superhero-esque, but I mean, it looks good on her. All right, now, hold on a second. I feel like this thing is, there we go. There we go. How do you control this thing? Guys, after all this time of filming and doing YouTube, you would think I know what I'm doing when it comes to all this tech stuff, but no, of course not. Why would I? That would require that I pay attention to something. Tevin said, I'm waiting to see the Rock the Bells fresh dolls, especially the male in that line, but that's a Walmart exclusive line. Okay, we'll have to check that out. Desmond said, thanks so much for this review. I'm waiting to hear from Target to pick up all three. So much detailed information. I'm hoping to give you guys as much detail as we can because, I mean, what's the point? What's the point of a review if you don't tell me what I can't tell from looking at pictures or from just looking at the doll inside the box on the shelf? You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to put her down a little bit so we can focus on her hair because my camera doesn't like to focus when there's people in the background. I'm going to cut this thing out of her hair because it's very tight and I don't want to tangle it all up. So let's just chop it out. All right. I'm going to unrush. She has a braided, you know, updo. And, I see some hair that's unraveling here. Okay, so here's the rooting job that we're looking at now. Hope you guys can see. There we go. And it looks like her scalp is painted a dark color to blend with her hair. And it's pretty thickly rooted for this hair to not be loose. Like for it to be like twisted up hair. This is a lot of hair for a twist. And normally, like if it was a Barbie doll, she wouldn't have this much hair on her head. Like in this kind of hairstyle. It's not usually this thick, but that's pretty thick. And this is what the hair, there's no part line in the hair, so it's just gonna fall back when you let it loose. But you can part it. You can part it whichever directions you want since there is no specific part in the head. You know, it's just how you style it. Now, me personally, I'm not a huge fan of how they did this rooting when it comes to the front of the doll's head because to me her forehead looks massive, and because she doesn't have any like baby hairs or edges to blend the hair in, it looks very like thick up here in the front, which to me just doesn't look that natural. But I mean, it can be blended better once the hair's styled. And me personally, I'm gonna draw some hair around the edges of her forehead so that it kind of blends a little bit better and it's not as distracting, because it just feels like when I'm looking at her, especially with her arched eyebrows, You ever seen girls when they freshly got their hair braided like yesterday or like a couple hours ago, and the hair is so tight that it like makes their eyes go up on the sides because it's just pulling on their scalp and their edges. So they just look like they're angry for like a couple of days until the edges start to grow out a little bit and loosen, and then their hair is simmered down. Like to me, that's how she looks. Like, she just came out the salon, they just tightened up her twist, and she's like, "Oh, girl, I'm about to get a headache. Like I need to go lay down." Because this is a very intense. That's how it looks to me. Like, it's just y'all. That's just how I be thinking. So like to me, it's distracting. So I would add the hairs just so that it's a little bit less distracting to look at. But that's my personal opinion. You feel me? You don't have to agree. Minnie G said temporary facelift. Yeah, yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Faye James said, yeah, the edges hairline needs work. So that's just something that stands out to me, but it's not a deal breaker because so far that's the only complaint. One complaint that's not too bad. And then let's look at the rest of her clothes. She's got this belt here that actually looks like it's removable. Yes, it is. And it's got little triangular type of design on it. And then these things, I don't know what I'm gonna do with them because I don't need for her to be a warrior in my collection. So I don't know that I'm gonna have a use for this, but you know what I think might be cool to do with this? Let me show you guys. I know this again, this is how my brain works. Okay. This is just I'm silly like this. I want to repurpose them because they are cool looking. So you know what we're gonna do? We're going to turn them into neck rings to go with this outfit. See? Yay! You done leveled up, girl. You got more rings. Good for you. Good for you. And they're in all different sizes, so it blends. Doesn't that work out great? Yay. Okay, so we don't have to waste those rings. No, they're not weapons anymore. They're jewelry. That's how you'll do it. All right, and then she also has these little what do you call this? Like shoulder armor that is removable on her shoulders. You can take these off. They're just on there with elastic. Okay, but they're plastic. They're like rubbery. You can squish them. And then her boots look like this, green and blue. They just remind me a lot of like Power Rangers for some reason. I know it's not supposed to be like that, but they just do. And when I look at the one on the box, look how her clothes look in the box. The boots, you can't even tell she's got on boots because they just blend right into her outfit. I don't know how accurate this color scheme is to the movie version, but this is not that. You understand what I'm saying? This is straight up sky blue. Like, what happened? Me no understanding. So I don't know. Why didn't they make them green? I'm not sure, but I think I would have liked these boots a lot better if they were the same color as the rest of her outfit, like in the picture, or had all that detail in it, like in the picture. But the picture definitely does not depict these as blue, so I don't really understand why they did that. And the outfit itself opens with Velcro in the back, so you can just pop it open like that, which we shall do and remove. Thank you. Let me just take these boots off of her big old feet. Oh Lord, them feet are huge. Okay, if I can get it off, that is. How do you do this? All right, you got to be gentle with these boots because they're very on there. And the pants go all the way down. They're not like capris, like what was that doll that I unboxed that had freaking capris on when I took her huge boots off? Gloria Estefan, that doll? Bruh, I was very surprised. I was like, why she got on capris? But she did. No, they were shorter than capris. They were like up to her knees. So I was very surprised by that. But this doll, her pants go all the way down. This outfit is probably the last time you want to see this outfit on this doll or anybody else in my collection. I don't really have a use for this outfit, so I don't know. I might end up selling it on eBay, but I don't know. I don't know for sure because maybe I'll find something else to do with it. I do like the print of the legs, like as leggings. These would be kind of dope. Maybe I'll have my son alter them and turn them into actual leggings instead of this wild superhero outfit that she's got on. But we'll see. We shall see. All right. Already I see a lot of differences in this body than what I imagine like a Barbie doll like this would be looking like, and just what I expected overall before seeing this doll in person. But let's have a gander. Okay. And also, we're going to get a close up look at her face too, guys, after we look at her body. But I'm just very curious about her body type. So here's how it looks. She's got a lot of joints, way more joints than what we are used to with fresh dolls in general. She's got articulation in her arms and her shoulder. However, even though they're supposed to be able to come out, the way the joint looks, it looks like it's supposed to be able to like stretch outwards, but mine is not doing that. So I don't know if it's just mine and the joints are just real tight. Oh, there you go. They're very, very tight. Oh my goodness. They just lock into place. They're not moving as seamlessly as my Barbies do, but they do come out, so that's a plus. She does not have a rotating joint here in the shoulder like we're used to with Made to Move dolls that will allow you to move the whole arm this way and that way. But this arm pivots, it moves from the top. So hopefully that will not be an issue. And she does have a double joint here, just like a Made to Move doll has, which is a huge upgrade. And I'm so happy that Mattel made their dolls with these joints as like a new standard body type, because it has made the competition have to step their game up. So that's always a plus. And I'm glad that the fresh dolls are trying to compete and actually pull their weight and do this. So that's a huge plus. She does have joints in her wrists as well, and her hands are balled up like fists. They're a little bit open. They're not a complete closed fist, which is good, but they are shaped in such a way where they're perpetually rounded, like she's holding something. There, it may be possible that you can straighten out the fingers a little bit more if you heat them up and then, and then move them so that they're flatter and then kind of cool them like that. It's possible. I don't know for sure if it will work, but it's worth a try. You're not gonna break them or anything. If you try it and it doesn't work, it'll just curl back up. So that's something that somebody who's adventurous might want to do. Here's how her back is looking. She's got a lot of stuff printed on there, and that's pretty customary with dolls, having things printed onto their skin on the back to kind of commemorate years when they were manufactured or branding or whatever. So that's to be expected. And she's definitely bootylicious. Like, they sculpted her butt on purpose. she look at this arch in her back. That's not an accident, okay? That's not just like, oh, whatever, just mold the doll, whatever. No, this is a very on purpose mold that they did this with. And then her chest is, she doesn't have a plate in her chest, so it's not pivotal, it's not gonna move, but it definitely looks different than a Barbie's. It looks very different from a Barbie's. Just the shape of it and the fullness of it looks quite different. It's full looking without being big, if that makes sense. Like, she doesn't have a big bust, but it's very full looking. So that's interesting. And then she's got a nice waistline. These weird molded panties. Ugh. And her legs actually split outwards, which is another plus. Not that I ever need my dolls to do this, but saying, I don't know, maybe your doll wants to ride a horsey or a bicycle. I don't know if that makes a difference, but whatever. And she does have the double joints in her knees. However, they do not bend as our Made to Move bodies do. So that's something to keep in mind. But even though they don't move all the way back, they still have the ability to bend in such a way that it does look natural when she's sitting. So that's a plus. And then her feet don't have articulation, but she does have individual toes that are very distinct. Like, her toes are really defined. That's a pretty good foot mold. And they're huge. They're much bigger than a Barbie's foot. I'm not sure if these feet are bigger than a curvy doll's foot. Let's see. Let's see. This is my lovely Pie, and she is a gift from Mr. Galaxy, one of my viewers, and he rerouted her hair. She started off as a Disney Snow White doll, and he totally gave her new hair. It's super long. It's super pretty, and I love her. She my friend. She my friend. So let's see. Oh goodness, big difference. Sake. Yeah, let me stop trying to play the curvy doll's foot. Okay, look at me. I was like, let me see if they're the same size. Girl, you know they're not the same size. Stop playing yourself. Not even close. No, 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 no. Yeah, so keep that in mind. You're going to have to get creative with her shoes because she's just not going to fit into any of your Barbie doll's shoes unless they're for some reason very oversized. But let's see if she can fit into these shoes. These are my real, what are they called? Real littles. Let me see. Uh-oh. Maybe I should leave that alone. I don't like them cracking sounds. What? Whose shoes are these? Anybody recognize these? I don't know what doll these belong to originally, but let's just see. We gonna see. Hallelujah. Okay, they do fit, but look at how big and chunky they are. I don't know if I like the way that looks. Ugh. I don't know. She might have to just be like a yogi and go barefoot all the time. We'll see. We'll see. But other than that, that's a real complaint for me. I feel like if you are competing with Barbie dolls to the point where you're going to give them articulated arms like this and, you know, all these joints, obviously, that you got the idea from with Barbie dolls, let's compete all the way. Just make their clothes interchangeable. Make it so they can fit into Barbie's wardrobe, because that's what most people are putting on all of their 12-inch dolls anyway. Just do it all the way. But from what I heard, her feet will fit the same shoe sizes as Rainbow High. So any dolls that have feet that are similar in size to that, you can steal their shoes and put them on this doll. Again, those dolls' aesthetics are like very different from like a regular Barbie doll. So I don't even know how productive that would be to fit with the rest of the doll's fashions, because her clothing, I imagine her body dimensions look like she can fit into Barbie's clothes. So we'll have to see. Hi, J Seals. Let me just read some of these comments real quick for you guys get ahead of me. Let's see. Desmond says, this is a very strong athletic body, very different from the other fresh doll bodies. That I agree with. Desmond also said, I wonder if she can wear WWE Fashion Diva shoes or Rainbow Shadow High shoes or Disney Descendants. Yep, so we just answered that question. Minnie G said, oh, no, ankle joints. But I don't mind that she doesn't have ankle joints. The reason I don't mind is because the ankle joints to me are flimsy. They're not like, if I, like, for example, this one, I put these high-heeled shoes on her that have like a high ankle, but if it was a low ankle shoe, I'm always risking that it's gonna bend back like this every time I try to stand the doll up, and it's so annoying. And on this particular doll, the curvy body, it's not as bad, but like the regular size MTM bodies, oh my goodness, I just be like struggling and fighting with these feet all the damn time because they don't want to stay put, and it's so annoying. But it's versatile, so that's good. But I don't really mind it if they don't have ankle joints. That's not a joint that I'm going to cry about not having. But, however, can we fit some shoes on them? Can we fit some shoes on them darn feet? Janine, hi. If you're still in here, I actually meant to send you a message to let you know I did not forget. I did not forget about you. The weekend just got ahead of me, so I didn't have a chance to take some pictures of these heads I want to show you, but I'll get to it. So let's see. Minnie G said, was that the elbow doing all the clicking? No, I think that was her knees clicking like that when I was trying to pull the shoes on and off of her feet. I heard that same clicking when I was trying to remove these boots too, so got to be careful with them joints. Let's see. Tevin said the new Fresh Squad has double jointed arms too. Ooh, if I could just get my hands on them. And Tevin said those came with a Project MC squared doll. I had those too, but I don't know where they are now. Oh, those shoes. Okay, so now I know what shoes they are. Jay Seal said her feet are flat with a little arch in them. So these feet, actually, we call these high heel feet because when the doll is just at rest, you see she's like, her heels are floating in the air and her toes are touching the ground. So most likely these kinds of feet will fit into shoes that are already shaped like this with a high heel on them. If you put flat shoes like this onto a foot that's shaped that way, it will fit, but she'll always be looking like she's on her tippy toes, even in the shoe. So for the most part, you're gonna end up seeing people putting the high heel shoes on them. Also, it depends on the flat shoe, because like this one is rubbery, so it'll fit on a foot like that. But Most flat shoes, they don't necessarily have that kind of rubbery feel. They might be more stiff. The sole might be stiff. So then it's not going to fit on the arch correctly. Whereas the high heel shoes already come with a built-in arch so that the doll's foot just kind of slides down into that shape. So I'm just explaining this, you guys, for like newer collectors and people who are studying collecting. They're not actually collectors yet, but they're just thinking about it and they're trying to explore. So that's why I'm explaining that. Tevin said Naturalistas shoes might fit these two. Oh, that's a good point because the Naturalistas have bigger feet too, right? I wouldn't be surprised if they do. Faye said just find customs for shoes. That's a good idea. Kick the Tire said the Shadow High shoe would look nice on her. So I think Shadow High and Rainbow High shoes probably would work with the aesthetic of the clothes that can fit on this doll, mostly because their styles are very realistic looking. It's not like a crazy cartoony type of a style. It's very realistic type of clothes that they put on those dolls. So I wouldn't be surprised if the style of the shoes for the Shadow High and the Rainbow Highs fit like aesthetically very well with the clothes that would fit on this doll. And I am going to switch her into a different outfit just to see how she looks. But let's get into the rest of her body first. So I can't get over how bootylicious she is though. Like this doll looks good with some tight pants on, I tell you that much. And I also, let's take a look at her face real quick too, because I feel like she didn't get enough FaceTime. Okay, we got to give her all the FaceTime she deserves. Okay, let's talk about this face. Again, the face is supposed to resemble an actress, a real person. So that's what it's based on this actress's face. The actress in real life is very beautiful. She's a very pretty woman, and I love the way she looks. But the selling point for me was not that this doll looks like any particular person. I thought when I looked at the promo pictures, I thought she looks like a believable black woman. She looks like a real, like a bona fide, real, true, living black woman's face. You know, of course, they don't all look the same, you guys, but I'm saying black women with this type of look, she looks very realistically like them. And as you can tell, she doesn't have any makeup on her face. So it's a natural look. It's a very natural look. She's not super glammed up. She doesn't have a whole bunch of, you know, coloring all over the face. And her lips are like a real natural color, and she's not smiling. She doesn't have a big cheesy grin on her face. She actually looks kind of serious, and I love that. I love the serious tone of the face. I love how realistic it looks. I love the sculpt of the face. Like, look at her nose. It's just so sculpted. And look at the creases in her eyebrows. They look like they're furrowed almost. That kind of detail, it's rare. It's rare. And even when you look closely at the face, you can see that there are small dents in her lips that give her lips dimension. So that level of detail, I mean, I cannot do anything but respect it. You feel me? So I loved that the face just looks so realistic. She looked like she could be a very believable black girl. Out of her superhero clothing, I could see this doll redressed and just blending into the rest of my collection. So that was part of what drove me to take a chance on this doll. Mind you, this doll retails at $50. It's not a cheap doll by any means. So if you're new to collecting, or even if you're a seasoned collector, keep that in mind if you're thinking about adding these dolls. There's 3 of them in this line. This character, and there's 2 other characters. One is, what is the names of the characters? Girl, I don't know the names of the characters. I just know the way they look, okay? And initially when I saw the first wave of the promo shots, I actually was not going to get this doll. I thought that her hair was molded when I looked at the pictures for the longest. And then just recently when the dolls dropped and I could see more pictures of them, I was like, oh, it's rooted hair. Okay, then. Okay, don't be playing with me like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what made me be like, you know what? I'm going to get this one. Because before I saw the close-up promo shots, I actually was going to get the bald one. I loved that the face sculpt looked just like the actress. I think she looks more like the actual actress she's supposed to depict. And I liked that. So I was like, you know, I'll rather take my chances with the bald one. At least I don't have to have any expectations of the hair than to take a risk with this one because I don't want to deal with molded hair. But it wasn't molded. So thank goodness. And with the hair loose like this, you can kind of get more of a idea of how the color distribution is working. The dark brown on the top, the light brown in the middle, and then dark brown on the bottom. I love the hair color that they chose for this. I like that they two-toned it. It's just, it was very clever styling that they did with this doll. Of course, it's based on the actual character from the movie. So it's not like everything they did with it is like super original, because everything is right here. This is the whole design. But the execution of it was done very well, in my opinion. As for skin tones, she don't match. None of the dark skin tone dolls that I have. When I put her next to um like a lavender top yoga doll that has a pretty dark skin tone, that doll was actually a little lighter than this, a shade lighter. When I put her next to the darkest skin tone that we have, which is from the Simone Barbie Looks doll, she was too dark. So the only one I didn't compare her to is this one that's also a dark skin tone. She has more like a red undertone, and this one is closer, but still you can see that she's much lighter. So if you are trying to rebody this doll onto a made to move body or just any other articulated body by Barbie, you're gonna have a challenge on your hands trying to figure out who she can match, because she's quite dark, but not so dark that she needs the darkest skin tone, if that makes sense. She's literally a shade between the darkest skin tone that Mattel produces and then the shade right before that one. So she's right in between the two, which is so frustrating if you're like, those joints are not good enough, I need better joints. Or if you're like, I don't like them hands, I don't want to switch to a different pair of hands. Yeah, it's gonna be a challenge. So just keep that in mind as far as her skin tone is concerned. However, the other two dolls in the series don't have the same skin tone as her. I think they have different skin tones slightly. So you may have more luck with the other two dolls if you're going to try to rebody this doll. But because her joints are pretty good, they're like a step above standard articulation. So honestly, I ain't complaining about these joints. I'm not in a rush to rebody this doll. I think I like her just the way that she is, and the dimensions of the doll's body it's like a cross between just a regular Barbie, body type like this, and a curvy Barbie body type like this. It's like a cross between the two, somewhere in the middle type of a size. I feel like she's a little more curvier than this body, but doesn't take up as much width as an actual curvy doll's body. So that's another thing to keep in mind. And honestly, I was curious about this outfit on this doll. Like, I wonder if she can even fit into it. I'm gonna try it, but I just was curious because I don't know. The doll that originally came with this outfit, she had like a very old 90s old school body that has like a big chest, and the hips are a little bit different size. So I figured, well, let's just see, because maybe she can fit it, but she got a lot of booty, so I don't know. Let's find out. Lady, can you fit it? Let's see. Oh, shoot. Them hips, man. Them hips, man. Come on. Come on. Cut and stretch. Jeez. Oh, Lord, look at this. Why do I do this, y'all? Oh, my God. It's too much booty. She too bootylicious. Oh. I was really hoping. Sorry, I guess not. Bye-bye. I gotta take it off. Sorry. You know can do. Lord. She'd probably be alright in some leggings, but I ain't got none right here. So I'm just gonna steal this dress. This is, you guys, this is one of my Grail dolls, okay? And she found her way into my collection. If you watch my last upload, I did a mail day box opening, and she came in the mail from my viewer, Mr. Galaxy, who also rerouted this doll I was telling you guys about earlier, which was a total surprise. I did not know that he was going to give me this doll. It was just totally caught me off guard. But she is the most intriguing thing in my collection. Her head is huge. Her head is like not like a regular Barbie size head. It's so unusual. I've never seen a doll like this with a head like this. But because her head is so big, I can see her very, very clearly from like a distance when I have her on display, as opposed to the rest of my dolls that I have to really get up on them to like get a look at them. I can't see them from a distance in the face. You know what I mean? So I love that I can see her face so clearly from afar. Also, she's supposed to be the Alice in Wonderland originally, and her face is so, to me, like she has a very eerie vibe. Is it just me? I don't know. But this doll, I don't know what it is, just something about, maybe it's like the smokiness of her eyeshadow. She just looks so eerie, not like creepy, but like, like Wednesday from the Addams Family. Like, that's the vibe that she gives me. It's like mysterious and strange and bizarre, and she just reminds me of like the Twilight Zone. And that's why I named her Ione, because Ione is a character from a Twilight Zone episode that just stuck out in my head. There's a character, Ione, the character from this episode. She's very like strange and mysterious and eerie. She's a little bizarre, right? And she don't look anything like that character, y'all. If you know what I'm talking about, Google it. Google Ione from Twilight Zone, and then you'll see. But you'll probably find some clips on YouTube of that scene that I'm talking about. But the character is so strange, and when I saw her, the vibe that she gave me, this doll reminded me of that character, just the vibe. So that's why I gave her that name. But I freaking love her. Like, I love this face, and only this doll and one other doll, Red Riding Hood, have that face sculpt. So it's very intriguing. I freaking love this doll. But I had to talk about that because I didn't get a chance to really say that when I opened her up out of the box. You know what I'm saying? All right, so now here she goes. She's still in her dress for a second so we can get a better look at her in a different set of clothes. And honestly speaking, I don't think this dress is her style. But I only put it on her so you can see how it fits, you know? Um, yeah, I got it over her waist, and because this outfit opens up from the back and it's a little stretchy, so I was able to get it up over her hips. And I think she probably would fare better with either leggings that are stretchy or with pants that are meant for a curvy Barbie. If they're like jeans or something that doesn't stretch, I would start with that. I would not risk ruining my pants that are for a smaller waistline for her, because she might stretch them out or like break the seams, trying to force it on. So that's just my opinion. Like, right now, to me, she looks a lot more like Maxine from Living Single than Lupita. But that's how it's looking on her in general. Let me make sure I didn't miss some comments though, real quick. Hold on. La, 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 la. All right. JC said, how does that work with a warrior doll? Yeah, you're talking about the boots, right? With high heels. Crossing Scene said, I'm still here. I super appreciate it. You can message back whenever. Right now I got the live in the background as I work. Okay, that's what's up. JC says she looks angry. Yeah, I think she does look like she got a little bit of an attitude, but that's what I would expect because she's supposed to be like fighting people or something. So I would assume that they would make a superhero character look kind of like that. But I like that about her face because we're so used to having these like smiley, cutesy, hi, look at me. Those kind of faces is so redundant. So I feel like it's a breath of fresh air to have a doll that doesn't have that kind of a look. And if you look at this doll too, this is a Mattel doll, Beatrix Lestrange from Harry Potter, and you can see that she has a very serious look on her face, but this character is a villain, so she's supposed to look like that. You see what I'm saying? So I'll show you guys this doll in a bit too. But anyway, so I'm very okay with the fact that she looks so serious, and sometimes you need characters like that to tell different stories, because some of us use our dolls to express ourselves, and we create little skits, we create little comic strips, we create little photo stories, and you can't really convey emotions in your dolls because their facial expressions don't change. So when you have faces like this, you can do a lot more of those kind of serious scenes, or even like, argument scenes, conflict scenes, because the face is just already looking serious, so you don't have to do that much to depict that emotion in the doll. But also, depending on what angle you look at her from, she doesn't look angry. Sometimes at some angle, she just looks like she just doesn't have an expression on her face at all. So it really just depends on how you want to photograph the doll and what angles you want to look at her. Hi, Galaxy Dolls. So that's just my opinion though. JCO said, "Who is that in the background with the vase on her head?" Oh. I cannot. You hilarious. This is Rosalind. She is originally a doll called Elasny, and she actually came with this thing on her head. It's like some kind of headdress. The original doll, she came with this headdress and like the outfit she had on was like the sequined long golden gown, and it was very majestic looking. And she's actually folded under here. She has no hair, and she just has like a hole in her head where this thing slides into, and so it can stay in place. Sometimes I don't display her with the thing on her head. I just put like a little hat on her, or depending on what I got her dressed in. But for this outfit that she had on, this little African outfit that she had on, this came on my Princess of South Africa doll. And I took that doll out of the clothes that she had on and put it onto this doll here, who I renamed Rosalind, instead. So all these pieces, like these little rings, that all came with that other doll and that outfit. And then it's not on her head the right way. What is going on, girl? Hold on a second. Hold on. Yeah, hold on. She playing with me. She playing too much. All right, here we go. Anywho's, and this doll, because she already came with this piece, I thought, well, that would be interesting to put all these little rings and little necklace thing, whatever you want to call that, on her with this outfit. So I put it on her. So that's why she's got a vase on her head. It's a good question, though. Very observant of you. Janine says she might match the Puma AA Barbie. You think so? I still, you know what? I don't have that doll, so I have no clue what her skin tone is like. Is not her skin tone the same as the wheelchair fashionistas doll with the skipper head sculpt? Who has that doll? Does anybody know? Let us know if you know. Minnie G says she looks like she would be awesome next to the first wave Barbie looks guy. Okay. Yeah, the one with the braids, right? That's the one you're talking about. Yeah, they would make a good match. Minnie G said joints wise, she's right there with the Barbie Extra girls. Okay, I can see how you could see it like that. Faye James said every tall and every athletic. JC, sorry, are you going to change your hands? I would change your hands, but I can't because I don't have any hands that would match this skin tone, which I was trying to address earlier for people who might get away with being able to switch hands for those dolls. Tammy said maybe an integrity body. That would be a possibility. Desmond says it looks like a Byron Lars doll. Viola said, hi, Gypsy. Hi. JCO said, Wednesday more dark. Yeah, she was. Galaxy said, really glad they're doing well. I love the nostalgia you gave them. Oh, you know what? While you're here, let me show you this guy. So this dude, I call him Sawyer. Here's some of the things that I did with him. I don't think I'm done customizing him, but here's the thing, okay? I was trying to figure out what body to give him at first. And I tried out a different body on him, and I was like, I want him to have more joints. So I was trying to decide whether I should give him the regular sized Ken MTM body or the Superman body. And this Superman body, I actually did give it new hands. So I switched the hands on this one. Switching the hands is not a joke, you guys. So don't just do it willy-nilly. Like, you kind of have to know what you're doing when it comes to switching hands on the male dolls for some reason. I wish they would just pop out easily like the girls, but they really don't. So I gave him this body. And as I was looking at him, I was like, I don't know if this looks believable that he would be this buff. But I had to do it because I actually have a cousin that lives out here. And he looks very similar to my cousin. And my cousin that he reminds me of is totally a bodybuilder. Isn't that crazy, you guys? He's very bulky. And, like, he's been into the gym life since high school years. He's a football player. Like, this is the only Korean guy I know who just stays in the gym and is just massive, like, just bulked up. But he ain't playing around, okay? And he's always like lifting weights. Like, if I look on his Instagram, the only post he makes is of him in the gym lifting weights. Like, that's all he has on his Instagram. Nothing else. He has no selfies. He don't have no pictures of nobody or nothing else except for his pet dog and himself working out at the gym. That's it. That's his whole entire life. So when I tried him out on this body, he just instantly reminded me of my cousin. I was like, nope, he got to stay like this because this is very realistic for me. I know a guy who's like this. So this totally makes sense. So I put him on this body. He's wearing a graphic on this shirt that my son actually drew. And here it says, 걱정하지마. In Korean, 걱정하지마 means don't worry. So Gino has like a little series of graphics like that where he's got kind of Asian Korean inspired clothing with encouraging sayings on them. Why does my camera not want to let me focus? Like, why? Let's see. Is it better if we do it like this? Just stop hating, camera. Goodness. Okay, and then I also gave him some faux piercings on his eyebrows. I gave him a little mole. I gave him a little piercing on his lip, and many piercings on this one ear, but not on the other side. So that's how his face is looking for now. And of course, you guys, with the faux piercings, as I showed you in my tutorial a few videos back, these are not real holes in the doll's skin. So they can be completely removed. I can literally take my fingernail and scrape them off at any time if I don't like it or I want to change it or whatever. So it's a very low commitment way to customize your dolls with piercings, and you can do it all over the doll's body. Like this one, who I have given her a belly button piercing. I actually gave him a ring made with the same kind of puffy paint that I use for this, but I just drew a ring around his finger with the paint, and then it dried, and then it just looked like he had a silver ring on, but not these hands. It's on a different body, so I have to transfer it to this one. I like the way that it looked. But yeah, so she's got her little nose ring here. It's all fake. It's not real piercings, but they look real. And I even did some where I put, you know, more like piercings here on their waistline and their neck and their chest, on the back of the neck, on the forehead, just all over their bodies, wherever I felt like experimenting and trying things out. And if you hate it, you can just get rid of it. So I just wanted to review that. So for those of you who are like, oh, what can I do to make my dolls more interesting? Well, that's an option. And then his hair, of course, I washed all the gel out, so it's not rough and stiff, and it moves very easily. So I love that. I was trying to make him kind of have like a Korean K-pop star vibe. But I don't know if he's quite pulling it off. But anyways, for now, I do like him with this bulky body because he just reminds me so much of my cousin, and that's cool. That's very cool. Yeah. Let me read more comments real quick. Let's see what they said. Let's see what they be saying up in here. J Seal said the color does not fit her. She looks good without the vase on her head. Tevin said have both the Skipper chair, and I have Skipper wheelchair and Puma. They're almost the same but a little different. Oh, okay. Florida said I just got the Gloria Stefan Barbie. I got the Redhead Holiday Barbie yesterday. Oh yes, nice finds. Minnie G said if you don't mind a bit less joints, the Gen 2 Monster High Boys might work for him too. Okay. Galaxy said he looks awesome with the body. I love the piercings. Thank you. Guys, Galaxy is the viewer I was telling you guys had sent me him, and her beautiful rerooted head, and my lovely Ione, who's just adorable, and I want to kiss you all the time. I be carrying her around with me all the time. When I go places, I'm like, you coming with me? She gotta leave the house with me every day. Maybe that's why she looked so irritated. She's like, again Sonny. J Seal said a tattoo would look nice on his arm. That'd be different. Yeah, I should give him a tattoo. I should. I haven't finished customizing him yet, so I don't really know how he's gonna change over time, but I know he will, because he's very fun to like experiment on and try different things. And his face sculpt is one that's so like you can't quite put your finger on it. He looks like he could be an Asian guy, but he also looks like he could be a Hispanic guy. He also looks like he could be Native American. Like he looks like he could be many different races. I even seen Indian men that look like this guy, and Arab men that look like this. So like it's a versatile head sculpt. You can do so much with this head sculpt, as far as like trying to depict a specific culture or mixtures of cultures. And I love that about how he looks. I was surprised that I would like him, because I couldn't make up my mind when I was seeing him inside the store in the box. That's the thing about a lot of dolls too. When you get them fresh out the box, like they might not be up to par. They might not be your style. They might have something lacking, and you're like, I don't know if I like this doll. But that's why I am a huge advocate for removing dolls from their boxes and just totally putting your own spin on them, because once you get to play around with them and put your, touch on them, then you see them starting to come to life, and you're like, oh, okay, I see what you're trying to do. Okay, I see your potential over here. You know what I mean? Gloria, what MTM matches Gloria? Florida Fox is asking that. I used my Barbie Looks number one, model number one, with Lena Head Sculpt as the body donor for my Gloria. Uh, I'm not really certain what other dolls match that skin tone, to be honest, but it's like a tan Hispanic type of skin tone that reminds me of the blue top yoga doll from the first series. That's what I think is probably the closest match to her, but I'm not sure if that skin tone is a little too orange or if it's just right. I'm not really certain. So I would say something similar to that should work for Gloria. Um Minnie G said international mystery. Yeah, you just don't know with him. He just looks very versatile and different. So with this doll, I do anticipate adding some custom features to her. I definitely want to give her some baby hairs to soften out this hairline because it's a little abrupt for me. And I do plan on piercing her ears and giving her some earrings. I might even do some full piercings up the side of her ear because she has a very unique ear sculpt. It actually has depth. There's like, you can stick something in there. Like, it's very unique. I haven't seen an ear like this in a long time. So I definitely want to do something to accessorize that. I like that feature a lot. Her head, like this neck joint, feels like it could be a lot more pivotal than it actually seems like it is. I don't feel like her head is moving as freely as it could. What I'm used to it doing on like a Made to Move body or a Barbie doll's body, just the pivot is really there with the Barbie doll, you know? They can really rotate their heads. So I love that kind of expression with the heads. It does pivot, but it doesn't have as dramatic of a pivot as what we're used to with Barbies. That's another thing to keep in mind with this body as far as the joints are concerned. But it'll get the job done. Cheryl Stevens said there's a new integrity doll named Tae Min who is supposed to be a K-pop idol. Have you seen him? I have not, and I don't know why I read the name so American. I was like, Tae Min. Shame on me. I should know better. Actually, that name is pronounced Temin, but I be getting lost in my Americanized thoughts sometimes, y'all. But no, I have not seen him, and I need to look him up. I haven't looked at any Integrity Toys dolls recently because when I do, oh my gosh, I just instantly fall in love with a lot of them, and they're so expensive. They're not the kind of dolls that at the like drop of a dime I could be like, oh, I gotta get this doll. I might miss it like I did with this doll. I had no plans on purchasing this doll when I did, but when I was telling Adonis, oh, they just dropped this Wakanda Forever thing, I wasn't sure if I wanted them because I'm not a big fan of fresh dolls. So I don't know, but based on what I'm hearing, the quality sounds like it might be up to par. So I'll probably want that eventually. He was like, how much is it? I was like, it's a whole $50. But I will be such a hypocrite if I spent $55 on a goddamn Tooth Fairy doll because she had the Carl head sculpt and I was willing to take chances on it. And it's Mattel brand. And then when I see something like this, I just be like, yeah, whatever. Like, that would be so hypocritical of me. I have to support this if it's worth the actual like quality. And he was like, yeah, order it. You know what I'm saying? So so that's how I ended up getting her so quickly. But I mean, that's not every day that it goes down like that. You know what I mean? So, but that's the thing that I gotta finish with this note, you guys. And I still have to tell you guys my take on the Little Mermaid. I didn't forget, so I will. But I have to finish with this note as far as this doll is concerned. Good job, Fresh Dolls. Good job. Finally, this is what I was talking about. I wish you guys would transfer this level of freaking quality down to your usual playline dolls, which would be amazing. Give them a little bit more joints, give them better hair quality, make their heads look like reasonable heads, you know, and that's it. That's all you gotta do. That's just very small tweaks to make to your product. I feel like with the boys, Fresh Dolls already got it down pat. They figured it out good to go. Except that, can we make them available, please? Hello. But with the girls, they need a lot more work. I'm just not a big fan of the Fresh Dolls girls, you know. But this is proof that they can put the work in. So I'm glad to see that. It's a huge improvement. I want to see more of it. If they can keep this quality, I totally don't mind supporting the brand And again, as I always say, I don't care what race you are. I don't care if you're a black owned business. If you're a black owned business and you produce garbage quality stuff, I'm not going to buy it just because you're black owned. Like I wouldn't buy a Mattel brand anything just because it's Mattel. I'm not a Mattel reacher. I love Mattel's good products. I support it 100%. Mattel never sponsored one video over here. Everything that we have over here we either acquired on our own or someone gave to us. But it wasn't Mattel. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not just gonna tell you guys what I think you want to hear. I'm gonna tell you my honest opinion. If I see problems in the product, I'm gonna point it out because there's always room for improvement. And the same goes for any other product. Just because it's owned by a black person, owned by a Korean person, owned by a colored person, a woman, a this, a that, I don't care. Just give me quality. If you give me something that's worth the money I spent, then that's what's up. If you can't do that, then don't expect me to just be blindly supporting you because you stand for some specific community. Because what that got to do with me? You understand what I'm saying? What that got to do with my money? It don't. So I get the message, but let's execute the message properly. You feel me? That's just my opinion. Um, Janine said, seeing this Ken fashion needs to convince me to get him. The only problem that's stopping me is buying a body donor. Yeah, that's another thing too about this guy. Just, I mean, straightforward speaking, he doesn't have a body donor match that's going to be a perfect match for his face when it comes to articulated bodies. Because he has a very unique skin tone color. Why is my camera again not? There's no faces in the background. Hello, Mr. Camera, get it together, okay? Don't nobody got time for that. Anyway, so his face is slightly has like a slight yellow tint, and the body donors that people are using for him as a match really are the regular Ken skin tone, like the default Ken skin tone, default Millie Barbie skin tone. That complexion is what's being used as body donors because in just regular lighting, it's very difficult to tell the difference. Even though there is a difference, it's absolutely a difference. Your naked eye will pick up the difference, but it's just so slight, it's not distracting. So that's the closest we could get to a match for this guy. But like I said, in pictures and in just normal lighting, you can't really tell the difference. So it's not a huge loss. But eventually, I think they will make a body donor that's going. Y'all, don't be surprised if you see a body donor that matches this Ken first before you see this color on a Made to Move Ken, because everyone's been waiting for this color and they just will not make it for whatever reason. But I bet you money that they're gonna come out with a color for him faster than they will for this other brown skin tone. So don't worry, you're gonna come across a body donor for him at some point. So Rita Dunn said, where did you purchase it? If you're asking me about this doll, I did get her from Target, and Target is the only place where you can get this doll at this moment. It's a Target exclusive, so they say. So they say. So the positive thing is you only have to stalk one website in order to get your hands on it. The last I checked, which was today, I saw all 3 dolls available for order on Target's website. All of them had the option of being delivered within 2 days when I looked at it. So I don't know if it's the same in everybody's region. I would say take a look and see. Maybe some of you guys have the option of having it picked up inside the store, where you can order it online and then they give you an option where you can pick up in store and it'll be ready within 2 hours. It's just hiding in the back room someplace, and then they pull it out and they put your name on it and you just go up to customer service and ask them for it. So there's that option as well. But even if the store has it in stock, like I went online and looked and it said that one of my local stores had 6 in stock. But when you go to the store physically and look on the shelves, there's nothing there. So that tells me, because I used to work in a big box store, that they have the dolls in the back room, but they're not out on the shelf. You feel me? And there's no guarantee that anyone who's working there will bother going in the back room looking for it, because there's a ton of things back there. Totally disorganized if you're not a manager, you don't know how to look for the stuff. So the usual employees that are just working out on the floor, they don't always know how to find stuff in the back room. So they might come out and be like, sorry, we don't have it. I don't know why it says we do online. You may get some kind of response like that. So if you're going to go physically to the store to look for it and you don't see it, don't be surprised. I really suggest that you just order it online. Florida Fox, can we do a live Instagram today? I don't think I'll be able to be live on Instagram because after this, I have to go to work and I'm already a little over my time, but I want to get some of these things out of the way before I go. So I don't think I'm going to have time to be live on Instagram, but you guys know you can reach me on Instagram if you direct message me a lot easier than all the other forms of contact, because I have so much stuff going on when I'm not online that a lot of times I just turn my notifications off, or my ringer will be off. Like, I'm not even paying attention to my phone because it pops all day. Like, if I look at my phone once, 3 hours down the rabbit hole, because there's so many people talking to me on all these different platforms, and my family, and then my friends, and it's like a combination of people just constantly talking to me, so I can't get anything done in my day-to-day routine stuff if I do that. So that's just a tip. If you guys are trying to get in touch with me, text me, message me on whatever platform you normally talk to me on, and I should see your messages. But the easiest place to get a hold of me is in the DMs over in on Instagram. um Crossing Season said, thank you for the information, Galaxy Dolls. Tevin said, for $13, the quality ain't going to be the best. If you have articulation at that price, it'll be decent, but the clothing quality for cheap Playline dolls, I'm not sure. Yeah, I agree with you. Hi, Mike. Tevin said, even for $13, the Proud Family Fresh dolls will still excel Mattel quality at that price. And Janine said that buff-looking look Barbie looks guy is probably his match for real, for real. I was thinking that too. Watch. When the next wave of the Barbie looks guys come out, because there's two different boys in that line, and they're two different skin tones. One of them looks kind of like yellowish. I bet you he matches this guy, or is like a closer match than the body he's already on. Wouldn't surprise me. Janine said, did you review the Little Mermaid trailer at the beginning? I didn't. I saved that for last. So we're going to talk about that. Okay. Let's talk about the Little Mermaid. Okay. Firstly of all, I hadn't watched the trailer until last night. And I really expected the trailer to show me more than what it did. So I was really surprised at how short the trailer seemed, and how there was no information. Like, I didn't learn anything from watching the trailer except who was going to be playing the Little Mermaid. So first and foremost, I was really disappointed by that. Okay. I don't like the trailer at all. Another thing, when I was watching the trailer, I got this feeling of like nostalgia for the actual, movie that we all grew up watching. Wait a minute. I gotta grab my charger because this device will just conk out on me in 3 seconds if I don't. Give me 1 minute. Un momento. Let me just find me a charger. Is this one? Ooh. No, wrong kind. I was like, ooh. On my first try. That's what's up. 1 second. Speaking of Twilight Zone, yo, that's what me and Adonis watch to fall asleep to at night. Aren't we strange? We're strange folks. Okay. There we go. Look at her cute little outfit. This is the outfit that Ione had on when she came to me. This is the Alice in Wonderland doll's outfit, and her little kitty cat. And I like the outfit so much, I was like, even though I changed Ione out of it, I was like, I gotta keep her on display with the outfit. Like, I need somebody to be modeling this outfit because it's too cute. So I put it on Verlaine here, who is actually originally a Fashionistas doll. And she's one of my, I shouldn't say she's my only Millie, because I feel like I have one other one, but with the closed mouth, I mean. But this one's my favorite one of the ones that I have, because I love her little side glance. She looks very mischievous and cute. And yeah, I know it's very rare to hear me saying that I like Millie's face, but I like this one. I like the face that they did for her. And then I just gave her some little stockings that have hearts on them. I think these came on a Project MC Squared doll a long time ago. And that's the only thing I added to the outfit, because the shoes are a little bit big for her Made to Move feet. So the stockings keep the shoes on pretty good. She's so cute. I love this outfit on her. She's cutie. I want to kiss her. Okay, anyway. What were we saying? We're talking about the Little Mermaid. Bro. Y'all gonna be surprised by what I have to say, though. I feel like you will be. Okay, so overall, the feeling that I got was a sense of nostalgia, because, of course, we all loved the Little Mermaid as kids. And I got that feel when I was like listening to the music playing and like seeing like, the mermaid swimming through the water or whatever. However, I did notice that the ambiance seemed very dark and kind of creepy a little bit. So I don't know if that's on purpose because it's supposed to be like a kids movie, right? So I would assume that they would want to attract children to that to the theater or whatever. But to me, it just seemed very dark, and I wasn't really sure what to make of that. But that wasn't necessarily bad because I do remember when I watched the original Beauty and the Beast cartoon. Do you guys remember that scene in the beginning, like the opening scene where it's like stained glass window art and there's like a voice and there the narrator is telling you like the a little bit of a backstory before the actual thing begins, right? I remember as a kid watching that scene and getting like shivers, like goosebumps as I was watching it. It was so eerie and so just like mysterious and creepy, but intriguing. I couldn't take my eyes off the screen, and I liked the mysticism of like the voice that was talking in the beginning and then like the artwork on the screen. It just captivated me even though it was scary at the same time. And I wasn't expecting to be scared watching the Beauty and the Beast. Not like that in the beginning, like the opening of the movie. I didn't have that expectation, so it totally caught me off guard. So when I watched it, I just remember having this like feeling of just shivers, and I liked it. I was like, "Ooh, this is creepy." Like I like it, right? And I just got so sucked into the story after that scene came on. But like that feeling that I got when I was watching the creepiness, but then like liking it, that's how I felt when I was watching the trailer. It was like a mysteriously creepy but fascinating kind of a scene. So I did like that, even though it was kind of dark and dreary looking. Also, I didn't like the trailer because it almost felt like the trailer was just leading up to them being like, reveal. Ariel is black. Like that's how it felt. I was like, why did they wait till the last like 2 seconds of the trailer to show us Ariel instead of just breaking her into the scene in the beginning? Like just get it over with. You know what I'm saying? The way they did that, where they snuck it up on you, I feel like that has a lot more to do with why people's reaction to her being a black mermaid is like pissing them off because like I said in the beginning, I was getting nostalgic watching it, and then like just imagining what I was gonna see when the trailer moved forward, right? Then when they were like, oh, Ariel, I just was like, really, y'all did all of that, got me all into this trailer, ready to see what was on the other side. You got this mermaid just flowing through the water, leading us someplace. And you did all of that just to show me the actress, and that's the end. I was like, what? Like you don't see anyone else, you don't see any other characters, you don't see anything, you don't see her doing anything. It's not a scene where she's like in the middle of doing something, she's just singing a line. I'm like, no. This is not what makes you want to go to the movie theater. You understand what I'm saying? The way that they did that trailer, I think, is a total injustice to the movie. The trailer is making the movie seem like it's going to be obnoxious, but it probably won't be. You know what I'm trying to say, you guys? I don't know why they did that. I don't know why they did that. I think it was a weird, bizarre way to try to lure people to want to see the movie. It's misleading. It's strange to me. I don't like the setup of the trailer. I don't like the trailer. Just overall, I don't like the way that the trailer was done. But just because I don't like the trailer doesn't mean I'm not interested in watching the movie. I will watch the movie. Now, I'm going to tell you why I want to watch the movie and why I'm actually totally okay with Ariel being a black girl, okay? Let me just make sure I didn't miss a good comment. I just hate how they acting like this all over social media. That's Tevin saying that. And then Janine said a lot of people say that the trailer was showing Ariel see Grotto, and that's why it's so moody and dark. But I believe the animated movie still use nice saturated colors even for dark settings. Yeah, so you guys, I have so much to say about a 1.5 minute clip. Like the trailer is very short. It's really not long at all, especially when there's nothing happening. It's just a mermaid flowing through some water. You only see her from the back. You see the fins. That's all you see. and like a part of her hair just flowing through the water. And then at the last moment, that's when they show her face. You know what I'm saying? Now, the reason why I don't have a problem with the way that they're doing the remake and making the character a different race than the original is because it's a fairy tale. Hello, it's not real. It's not real people. It's not based on history. It's not based on any form of reality. It's based on make believe. So who cares what color the people are if it doesn't tie directly into the storyline? For example, you can't make Mulan Puerto Rican because the storyline is based in Chinese culture. Hello, you can't even make Mulan Korean. That would be a travesty because her culture is so different from a Korean culture that the story would make no sense if you transferred Mulan's character to any other race. You see what I'm saying? That's different. Pocahontas, you cannot make Pocahontas white. You can't make Pocahontas black. You can't make Pocahontas Chinese. She got to be a Native American girl. That's the only way that that story makes sense because her native culture is intertwined into the storyline. Do we understand what I'm saying, people? A mermaid don't have a culture that's based in any particular real life culture. It's all make believe. So who gives a damn what color she looks like she is? What race she looks like? There's no race. It's a mermaid. They're fish. They don't have any races. There's no race. Everybody is just everybody. Everybody just looks however they look. And if you look at the cartoon versions of the Little Mermaid, you'll see that there are black mermaids in the cartoon versions. In like the sequels after the first one, she has friends who are not all, they don't all look like her. You know what I mean? They all have different color hair, different, slightly different skin tones, and even straight up black looking skin tones in the cartoon version. So they're not deviating from that. Now, of course, the main character that we're all used to was white initially, where she looked like a white person. But like I said, it's cartoon, it's make believe. So if they switch the way that the girl looks, if they turned it into a boy, who cares? Who cares? You can tell the exact same story, but the main character is a male, and then have all the same things that happened to Ariel happen to him, and it would still work. The story would totally still work. You see what I'm saying? So common sense wise, it doesn't matter. And then second, the only other reason why is because when I look at when I looked at the actress herself, first of all, oh geez. First of all, the actress started off as a YouTuber, so she's not like one of these Hollywood people. She's a nobody like the rest of us, you know? She started off as a YouTuber. Her and her sister are actual singers, and they were just on YouTube singing a bunch of covers when somebody kind of like discovered them, and then it went off from there. So that's how she even got herself lined up for this gig. She worked for it. That's what I'm trying to say. She didn't just get it because of her stunning looks. She got it because she got talent. She can actually sing. She's not lip syncing. She's not acting like she's singing and someone else is doing the voice track for her. This is her real voice. The actress that's playing this part, right? Halle Bailey. So that's awesome that they have an actual good singer that can, and the songs from The Little Mermaid, you guys, are like some of my favorite Disney songs from my youth. Well, like when I think of Disney songs, like karaoke, let's do Disney songs. The Little Mermaid is my first choice to go to for songs to pick. They're just very breathtaking songs and memorable songs, catchy songs, right? But no Disney princess, other than maybe Tiana, has any kind of soul in her voice. They are very classical singer type, singers, Broadway type singers. And I myself am a stage theater actress, so I get that when you're on stage, Broadway, like that whole vibe, like the music style is completely different than if I'm just rocking out at home, picking out R&B songs to do for karaoke. So I get that there's that difference, but artistically speaking, I mean, it's art. So there really are no rules. So when I saw that they had kind of soulified the songs from The Little Mermaid, I was like, yeah, that's what's up. Finally. You know what I mean? I could see them playing them songs on the radio with a nice beat behind it and her voice. I could see that. I could see them working it into like the hook of a rap song. You know what I mean? Can you imagine? one of these new age rappers trying to do a hook, and he's like, what should I sample? Oh, I know, Little Mermaid. Part of ya, part of ya, part of your world. And you're like, what the hell? No, this generation was like, that's genius. He's dope. Next level. Oh my gosh. But I could see that. You feel me? I could see her rocking out on somebody's music video, just doing her little mermaid excerpt parts and clips. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was pretty creative and different to have that aspect of the musical upgrade of hearing a voice like that translating the music into her own style, I guess. So if they're gonna keep the original songs, then that would be kind of cool to hear. So I like that. So like I said, the trailer I feel like leaves so much out because there's so much they could have put into the trailer that would make you excited to see the movie and forget what color the main character's skin tone is. It shouldn't even matter. Why is that even a distraction to anybody? Because the story is what matters, and the story is, I guess it's a love story if you want to call that love. It seems kind of toxic to me, but I don't know. It's supposed to be a love story or an anti-love story. So whatever the case, it don't got nothing to do with nobody's race or culture. So that's the part that I don't understand. Also, who's playing Prince Charming? Is he gonna be a white boy or is he gonna be black? Like, what's going on with that? Does anybody know? Because that's gonna be a whole bunch of riffraff. Watch. The black community is gonna flip out if if she's in love with a white prince. Like, it's gonna be a torn wave of people. It's gonna be one extreme saying, "Oh, so they got her over here with a white boy, also a white savior. Is gonna save this black mermaid. Why he couldn't be a black guy?" Like, they're gonna flip out about that. But then you also gonna have that faction of people that are like, "Yeah, girl, swirl, cause forget about these black men. They ain't trying to save us. They're not trying to protect us. We go divest." Good job, Little Mermaid. It's gonna be like just back and forth. You know what I'm saying? If he's white. So so I don't know how that's gonna go, but get ready for the next wave of backlash when people figure out what race Prince Charming's supposed to be. Um, let's see. I feel like I'm missing some messages here. Hold on. Hold up. Alejandro Corona, hi, said the actor talked some stuff about saying Ariel won't be defined by needing a man's love. But people forget Ariel is the one and only princess who is a mother. Is she? Ariel's a mom? Since when? I'm confused. I do forget. Refresh my memory. Crossing Season said, I hate how the Disney live actions movie pick and choose which aspects of the film should be realistic. Like, it's already a fictional mermaid. It's okay if the ocean is more colorful. Janine is very stuck on the color scheme. She's very upset that the color scheme is not vibrant like she wants it to be. And I feel you, sis. I feel you. But I wonder, I mean, maybe it will be different when you actually watch the movie because they must have different lightings for like daytime and nighttime when they're showing the underworld, the underwater world. So I would imagine there should be some scenes where you can actually see the vibrancy. I mean, I hope so because that would be strange if the whole time she's just in like murky, scary, gloomy waters. I feel like that would be more in the scenes where she's because Disney does this a lot. They use the lighting in their thing to present different moods. So when it's like a happy mood, the colors go up. But when it's like a dreary, sad mood, or when it's danger, then the colors start to go down. So maybe they're gonna do something like that with the live action version as well. Um, they're pulling on Aladdin live action version on this too, says Minnie G. A lot of people say Ariel is Danish, but it's never mentioned in the film. The setting is conflicting because the sea is definitely based on the Caribbean. Oops! Halle Bailey and her sister are extremely talented, which is actually abnormal for these times. Mainstream celebrities are trained. We were extremely lucky to have a real singer. Yo, that's interesting too. First of all, when I saw some clips of her and her sister singing, instantly I was reminded of when me and my sister used to sing together as teenagers. We would do all the local talent shows. We were in like every local concert. Like, everybody knew us in our wherever our region was at the time because we move around a lot. They used to call us the Singing Sisters, Angel Voices. This is like the nicknames people would call us by, the Singing Twins, because they didn't know our names. They just knew us for like always being on stage performing. So we just trained ourselves. Like, we worked with each other, we coached each other, and we gave each other roles and how we were gonna arrange the music. I always did the harmony, she always did the melody. And when I saw them like singing together, I just had an instant flashback of like me and my sister sitting around the house just singing songs together. And it just gave me chills. I was like, yeah, no, they were very lucky to have this actress agree to play this part because it was controversial for her to even take that part, you know? Another thing, too, good point, Janine, is that the story does happen in the Caribbean. What is that? The lobster under the sea, under the sea. That song, his whole like accent, he's got like a Jamaican accent in that movie. Did then everybody forgot about that? What is a Jamaican lobster doing over in wherever the Danish people live at? You know what I'm saying? Like, what? That's weird. So, if anything, it's like, I don't know. I don't know. Is Ariel really from these parts, these waters where she hanging out at? Maybe she's an immigrant. Maybe she moved over here where all the Jamaicans be at. Because you know these Brits, they be just colonizing. They just be going to wherever they feel like hanging out at and just taking stuff over. So who knows? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm just saying it's a possibility. So who really cares what the race of these characters are? You know what I'm saying? Janine said, I believe the prince is white. Oh shit. He's white. Uh-oh. Get ready, y'all. Get ready. Oh my goodness. Blake said, hey everybody, my internet connection was acting up. Did I miss the full body showing? Oh yeah, we already went over that, but I'll strip her off these clothes so you can take a look anyway. In fact, I believe her sisters are all different races too. Yeah, in the Little Mermaid cartoon, right? I remember seeing they all looked very different from each other. Minnie G said the sequel gives Ariel a daughter. Oh, okay, I think I remember that now, vaguely. I don't remember what happened in all the subsequent Little Mermaid stories that came after the first one, but I know that there was definitely diversity. I know that. Tevin said Chloe and Halle Bailey's mother did Beyonce's hair when she was younger, and one of them acted for Tyler Perry when they were younger. That's interesting. Blake said, I don't understand why the prince has to be Caucasian. There aren't enough black and Asian Disney princesses. It would be great to see a Japanese, Korean, Indian Disney prince for once. Yeah, I know. And that's what I was saying. If they wanted to just go all the way out, like they could have changed everybody's race. Here's another thing, you guys. Do you guys remember some years back? Some of you who are like in your 20s probably don't, but if you're 30 and up, you might remember on was it the Disney Channel? One of these TV channels, they had a live action version of Cinderella, and who played Cinderella's role? I know you know the answer, you guys. Who was playing Cinderella in the live action version from the TV movie? Who was playing the fairy godmother? Do you guys remember? Well, I will tell you the answer. The answer is Brandy. Brandy was playing Cinderella. Brandy, the singer slash actress, okay, was playing Cinderella. She's a black woman with braids in her hair, okay? Who was playing her fairy godmother? I'm gonna let you guys answer. Brandy played Cinderella and Whitney Houston played the godmother. Ding, 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 ding. Tevin, you are today's winner. Absolutely right. And did people have a fuss? Did people go into a frenzy? Did people boycott the whole station that played this movie? Were people up in arms about it? Were there news articles written from today until tomorrow into forever and a day about how ridiculous it was? I'm sure some people felt like that, but overall, nothing changed in our overall culture when it came to fairy tales and Disney movies and kids shows. It didn't affect anybody's career. Nobody was getting canceled. Brandy and Whitney Houston are phenomenal singers, and they killed it in this live action movie that, even though it was a Disney movie, it really didn't even follow the storyline of the original cartoon. It was completely remade. The whole story was completely different. You feel me? And they were an interracial couple. Like Brandy's parents, the stepmom and the dad, they were freaking, it was a black woman and a white man. Like they were not even all the same race in her own household and her family. Am I bugging? Like, come on, you guys. This is not monumental, revolutionary stuff. What it is the media just trying to pit everybody against each other just for the hell of doing it, because you can control people a lot easier when everyone's distracted fighting and arguing and being petty about stupid stuff that doesn't even matter, so that they're not paying attention to anything you're doing. You feel me? It is what it is. Her arms bend a lot further up than her legs do. This is the furthest I can get these legs to bend, even though they're supposed to be a double joint. As you can see here, they don't really bend back that much further. So You're not gonna get the made to move range of motion with these legs, but that's okay. They still bend a decent amount, and I mean, you don't really need to bend it that much further anyway, because you can pretty much do the gist of the posing you need to do. Right now, she's like, see, she's standing on her knees, so she can balance herself. It's fine. So I'm not really worried about that. Let me see. I was 12 when Brandy Cinderella came out. I remember being taken aback by the mixed cast, but I also remember being very impressed. It was like for an hour and a half, race did not matter. Yes, Blake, amen to that. Exactly. Nobody cared. It wasn't a part of the storyline what race everybody was. It was like an afterthought. Like nobody cared. It wasn't a distraction to the actual story. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why I don't mind that Ariel is so-called black. I don't even look at this character like she's black, to be honest. I feel like she looks like she's a black woman, but in the world of her underworld, underwater world, her race has no part in what she's doing. So I don't look at it like, oh, this fish woman is a black woman. She's not. I still don't look at it like, oh, she's representing us. I don't look at it like that. Like, come on. And there is this argument that people like to throw out where they're like, well, if you change the race of the little mermaid, then what about all the little white girls that were being empowered by, and they don't have no representation? I've heard that take as well, and that is a good point. However, okay? However, and I've also heard people say, what about the little redhead girls? Now they don't see themselves. However, let me just point out that all the other Disney princesses are supposedly white girls. So if you miss one, the Little Mermaid, you still got a whole other 10 to choose from, right? If you say, well, what about the redheads? I get it. I feel you. But you know what? Merida is a redhead, and she's from a specific culture that plays a role in the storyline. So they're never going to change Merida from the white redhead girl that she is. You don't have to worry about losing a redhead white girl. She's right there. She ain't going nowhere. This one is not a human. She's a fish. If anything, it's like, why do the black princesses always got to have something to do with some animals? Tiana turned into a frog. This girl turned into a fish. Like, why do we always got to be an animal? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Can we just get a human? Not a hybrid, a human princess that's black. She's not gonna morph into something else if you say the wrong thing around her. Like, we don't get one of those. We don't get one of these sleeping girls that's just like sleep pretty. She ain't gotta lift a finger. She ain't gotta do nothing. Just some prince comes along, gives her a kiss, and then she wakes up and now she's rich and everybody gotta listen to her. Like, why don't we get a princess like that who don't never gotta do nothing and she just exists? She's just feminine and everybody's like, yay, gonna kiss her behind. We don't get a princess like that. We gotta get one that's gotta lose her beautiful voice. I gotta lose my voice to try to get this dude to fall in love with me. So I can't convince him with my personality because he don't even know what kind of thoughts I have. Everything's gonna be based on whether or not I look cute today, and if I could twerk, like that's the only way I'm gonna get his attention. Okay, that seems fair. That I'm looking at it like that. Like, if anything, you should be more offended that she's a black girl than anything else. You know what I'm saying? Is it really representation? If you want to look at it like that, you could look at it like that. You understand what I'm saying, guys? I'm totally playing devil's advocate here. Don't take me serious. But this is the type of stuff that I be wondering about. I'm like, why do y'all always look at it like this totally negative thing when it could be negative if you look at it a different way? Like, it's always like the cliche way to look at things. And I'm like, no, let's dive a little bit deeper. Why? They could pick any princess. Any princess to defile with blackness, and they decide, let's do the one that turns into an animal. Let's do the one that's half a fish. Why? Just why? You see what I mean? Come on. It's not all it's cracked up to be. So little white redhead girls will still definitely have representation until the end of time, because they're never going to turn Merida into a black girl. They're just never going to do that. It doesn't make sense. The story doesn't make sense if she was black. You got nothing to worry about, white folks. They didn't take nothing away from y'all. Relax. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. If anything, they got rid of a fish girl for you. That's what they did. They were like, yo, turn her into somebody's dinner. Let her be a black chick for now. They probably thought they was doing y'all a favor. They were like, let's stop letting our daughters what's the word I'm looking for? See themselves in a fish chick. This is not realistic aspirations in life of all the princesses to be. You want to be a fish? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe let's give her something different to focus on. How about Merida's a better choice? She's an archer. She's strong. She's smart. She can talk, and she's a redhead. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. That's what's up. Minnie G said, remember, we did not get another live action like it for a long time. Yeah, absolutely. So this is not the first time they turned a Disney princess character into a black girl. Come on, y'all. Another thing, I remember watching HBO Kids, and there was this series called Happily Ever After, and they literally turned every fairy tale into a black, Asian, Hispanic, Native American stories. Interesting. Jay Steele said it was the princess parents that were black and white. Oh, yeah, the princess parents. Yeah, that's right. Janine said, and you go back to the original film. Jay Steele said they would probably have a fit if the cast was all gay. Adonis thinks that the real story behind the Little Mermaid is gonna be that they're going to so-called gayify it, you know? They're gonna just turn everybody into flamboyantly gay characters and catch us off guard like that. So they're like trying to spoon feed us by shocking us with the fact that she's a black girl, but really she's gonna be like a black princess who falls in love with a female, not the male prince. Something like that. That's his hypothesis. So we'll have to see. We'll see if he's right. But that's the vibe that he's getting. He's like, yeah, nah, they being too sneaky about it. They want everyone to pay attention to the fact that she's black. Why? That's a diversion. He's a total conspiracy theorist. Blake said, I never thought of it that way. Interesting point. Minnie G said that'll be the day. Is Merida a princess? I've never seen Brave. Yeah, she's a princess, but she's like a princess who's like, don't want to be a princess or something like that. I can't remember exactly the storyline because it was such a long while ago, and I only watched it once, but something to that effect. It's like she's like running away from her destiny or some nonsense like that. Crossing Seasons of Princess Anna from Frozen is another redhead. Oh, there you go. I know, and she's a huge character. Faye James, I support Black Ariel because of Halle Bailey's support. Great actor, amazing singer. Yeah, and I feel like if they had given that role to someone who was a very inferior performer, then maybe I wouldn't feel like this about the movie. But I feel like, no, she's going to do this part justice. If she does turn out to be a gay mermaid, honestly, I really don't care. I could give a damn. I don't care because it's like, who cares? As long as the story is good, I don't care. But of course, people who are into all the family friendly stuff are going to have a fit about it. If that's what ends up happening, they're going to have a fit. So brace yourselves. Honestly, again, I don't understand why these people care so much about like these kinds of political type of things when it's for kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a movie for kids. They're gonna watch it. They're not gonna internalize all of this stuff to this depth. They're not. They're gonna just be into the story, into the songs, and that's what they're gonna remember when they walk away from the screen. You know what I mean? Like, as a kid, I didn't sit there and overly analyze why do all the princesses in these Disney movies act like this and talk like that and look like this and be like that and do like this and act like that. I didn't do that. I just watched it. I listened to the music. I liked the music. I liked the cartoons. It was just a story, like reading a book. It's like you're just reading a book, but the book is being played out in front of your face. That's what it was. It's just entertainment, mindless entertainment. Why do we dive so deeply into these things and like see extra stuff that isn't even there? You know what I'm saying? Some things, yes, you do have to worry about the message. It depends on what it is. But something like this, it's like you're just nitpicking. Relax. Why is everybody so uptight all the time? Like, don't we get tired and stressed out about being tired and stressed out about stupid petty things that don't matter? Who cares? You know what I'm saying? Is it just me? Blake said, I'm finding that I am turned off from The Little Mermaid the more that it's discussed. Florida said they better do LGBT characters in The Little Mermaid live action dolls better be good. Blake said, I'm tired of everything being gay, and I'm gay. Because this is what I'm saying, yo. This is the reason why the whole like LGBT inclusive narrative annoys me. Because there should be representation for everyone, but it should be natural. It should not be forced. I feel like it's so forced. And it's not forced for the right reasons. It's not forced because these people really care about the LGBTQ community, their plight, and their need to be represented and respected. It's about money. They're trying to monetize gayness so that they can get everyone who identifies with that crowd to come spend money on whatever product they're pushing down your throat that you don't even need, so that they can get richer and you can be broker. You know what I'm saying? That's really all it is at the end of the day. It's the same thing with blackness. Blackness is trending right now, but it's always been trending. Blackness has always been a way for people to monetize us, make money off of us. And now just we've gotten to the point where we can kind of do it for ourselves now. So that's the big difference. But some of these like big industry people that are just pandering to the black crowd, like Wakanda Forever, for example. It really is marketing towards this crowd that's like, yeah, I want to be represented. I'm black. I want to feel like I'm part of the mainstream. So they're on purpose using these topics to draw us in so we'll spend money. I'm gonna spend $50 on this doll just because she's black, because she's got some dreads. That's really it. She's not any more superior than that doll or that doll. They're all the same at the end of the day. She just has a different skin tone than the rest of them. You understand what I'm saying? But that's on purpose. You didn't make this black doll because you just love me so much and you want to represent us black folks. You made the black doll so you can make some money off of it. You see what I'm saying? Your main reason is to make the money and then everything else. So that's my issue with this media driven so-called representation that these people are trying to jump on the bandwagon of. I'm like, nice try, buddy. Like, you're not really trying to represent us. You don't really care what we think. You just pushing narratives down everyone's throats and forcing people to just go along with it, with like mindlessly. Well, why? To sell us something at the end of the day, whether it's entertainment, products, events, adventures, experiences, freaking amusement park rides. Like, they're trying to sell you something, and that's what most of this so-called representation and all of this nonsense is. They've never given a damn about the actual communities that these people be targeting, ever. Not in this country. No, 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 no. Not in America. This is not a humanitarian country, y'all. It's not. It's a capitalist country. Everything is about money here. Minnie G said, I needed one of Queens from RuPaul's Drag Race for Ursula. I have a RuPaul doll that my dolly friend Alfonso sent to me from Integrity Toys. The face molds are so good. It looks just like RuPaul. Faye James said, rainbow marketing is overrated anyways. Yeah, that's true. Janine said, as a kid, I did wonder why most characters were white or pale skinned, but it never stopped me from enjoying the film if it's good. And that's my point. I'm not saying don't make diverse characters. That is absolutely not ever what I'm saying. I am saying don't make the focus the fact that you put these diverse characters in here and then like overly just drive the narrative down our throats. Like, hey, did you see this black person? Hey, did you see the Chinese guy in the background? Hey, did you know this character's gay? Like, stop forcing it. You know what I'm saying? It's just too much. Black doll for the black dollars. Depressing. Exactly, Faye. Tammy said, marketing works to make loads of money, and you're right, just like a pet rock. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. What do you guys think of this doll? Donna says that she looks... Well, he didn't have positive review for the way that she looks. And I was like, she's supposed to look like that because she's supposed to be depicting a villain in a movie. Hello. Don't you know anything about Harry Potter? Oh my god, I thought you were cultured, a dumbass. But he's not as nerdy as I am. Well, he is. He's just nerdy about different things than I am. So, yeah. But I needed this doll. You guys, this doll, I got her for the face sculpt, obviously, because I love this actress. I don't remember her name, but I love this actress and almost everything I see her in. She's so dramatic. And I really like the way she looks. I like her face. So I was like, ooh, a doll with her face. I need it. And of course, here's the BS. Am I still in my live or did it kick me out? Oh, I don't know. What is going on? Oh, I might have to end this soon because I think my connection is going in and out. Okay, but drop me a comment if you can still hear me. So I was looking for this doll high and low. I could not find her from a US-based source. I ended up going on Amazon, and there's a setting you can change in your Amazon to switch to other countries. in your app. So the only place where I saw this doll listed at a reasonable price was on the UK site. So I had to go to the UK site and order her from there. And you have to be careful when you're on that site to make sure that whatever you're ordering can be delivered to your address if you're in a different country. But if it's deliverable to your country, I highly recommend it. She came by DHL. She came faster than what the initial expected delivery date was. But even though DHL supposedly wants signature confirmations, I literally watched the driver walk up to my house, drop the packet off at my door today. He didn't scan anything. He didn't do anything. He just knocked on the door and quickly walked away. So he wasn't expecting for anyone to come to the door and sign it. So good thing I was outside at the time. Like I had just pulled up to the house from an errand I was running and was still sitting in the car just watching him to see what he was gonna do. Because if he didn't drop it off at the right place or like didn't do something right, I was about to be like, excuse me, sir, excuse, no, what are you doing? That's not the right address. What are you doing? But he dropped it off in front of my door. He just didn't take any precaution to get a signature and just left. So if you do order this doll from another or any other dolls from a different country and it's coming to you with DHL, supposedly they're supposed to get confirmation with signatures, but they may not. So you have to be careful to make sure that you're going to be home when they drop off your package so you don't miss it. But other than that little hiccup, it was very smooth. She's originally like $25 retail, but because I had to get it from the UK site, I ended up spending like $45 for her. But I'm not worried about that. So I'm just going to end up, I probably am going to end up giving her a different body, and she does have articulation, but it's inferior. I'm going to give her another body, and I'm going to take her hair out of this whatever kind of hairstyle it's in and just kind of like play around with her and then do a little bit of custom work to her face just to make her look a little more alive. And I'll post some pictures when I'm done getting her together. I don't know if I want to do a box opening of her like on camera with you guys, or I just want to like get her out and get her redressed and all of that stuff and just throw her up on my shelf. I'm not sure. I haven't made up my mind, but if I do end up doing that, then I'll just post pictures on Instagram and over here on my community tab. If you go to the community tab, most of the things I post there are also over on Instagram. So if you're following me on one or the other, then you're probably not missing posts. But occasionally I do post things on one or the other that's not on both platforms occasionally. So most of the time though, it's the same content you're going to see there and here. And if you had any other questions about this doll, then you can go ahead and ask me. But if not, then I'm going to get out of here. That didn't mean for this video to be so long, and I say that every video, but I really mean it. And I have to find her something else to wear that's going to look good on her. So once I do, I'll take some pictures. I'll post the pictures. But overall, I'm going to say this doll was worth getting, and I'm not disappointed. I'm pretty proud of Fresh Dolls for executing this doll as well as they did. I mean, it's really competing with Barbie for sure. And her body, to me, doesn't feel that weighted. It's not as heavy as a Made to Move body is. Made to Move body just feels a lot more heavy, but it also doesn't feel super hollow like the Barbie Extra bodies feel. Those bodies to me are so lightweight. She has a little bit of weight to her, but it's just not more than a Made to Move doll, if that makes sense. So the quality is decent for the plastic that they use for the body, and her head, it does have a little bit of give. It's a soft vinyl, but it's not as soft as a Barbie doll's head. She's not as squishy as this. Like, see how I can squish her head so much? Yeah. I have to really force it with this one, you know? So I would recommend, if you're gonna remove her head, that you absolutely heat it before you do so. Don't just pop her head off, because you're gonna damage something. So that's just my assessment, but take your risks if you're willing to do it. I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't know that much about caring for this hairstyle though, you guys, with the twists. I recommend that you guys check out I Dolled It For You over here on YouTube, and she's also on Instagram. I feel like she posts most of her content on Instagram, and then she fills in over here on YouTube as well. I could be wrong about that. She might just do it the same on both, but that's just, I don't know why. I just feel like I see her more active on Instagram. So I Dolled It For You. It's just I Dolled It, the number 4 in the letter U, go follow her on Instagram and subscribe to her here on YouTube as well, because Treese, the girl who is um, running that channel, she's a total expert when it comes to protective type of hairstyles and black hairstyles, traditional black hairstyles. She knows a lot more about that topic and how to upkeep the hair and how to maintain the hair quality. So I would say go over there and check out her content if you want some pointers on how to take care of hair like this, or even to style hair like this for your dolls. But this is the only doll I have in my collection with this kind of hair, so I'm really excited to play around with it, because I've been thinking about getting a doll with hair like this or having it rooted like this, and now I have one. So that's what's up. And I really love, just I love her face. I love how it's not even so much that she's pretty, because she's not pretty in the sense of like what I think of when I think of prettiness. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that kind of pretty. She's pretty like a real woman kind of a way, not like in an artistic kind of a way. If that makes sense. I don't know how that makes sense. I don't know. Yeah, I be talking in circles. But the people who know what I'm saying, y'all know what I'm saying. She just, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you saw her in real life, a woman who looked like this in real life, and she was dressed up walking down the street, you would look at her. You'd be like, oh, who's that? You know what I'm saying? That's what she reminds me of. She also reminds me of like a cousin of mine for some reason on my dad's side. I don't know why. Something about her just reminds me of my cousin. So yeah, she just very much has like a realistic vibe. So I really like that about the doll. So now you guys can say officially that you heard Gypsy say she liked a doll created by the makers of Fresh Dolls, even though I don't really have that much positive reviews for the actual Fresh Dolls themselves. The other two dolls in this line, I'm interested in getting them, but I also am not going to be upset if I miss them. Only because they don't have as much hair for me to work with. That's the only reason why. But yeah, that's the only reason why. I don't really have any other reason. If I could get my hands on them, I probably would. And if they were low price, I would definitely scoop them up, just because they're a lower price and I wouldn't mind having them. But it's not to the point where I'm like, oh no, if I miss them, I'm going to be so sad and depressed and I got to get my hands on them. Even if I have to spend extra, I'll just buy it off somebody. No, it's not like that. I'm quite satisfied with just this one. I'm good with her. So that's how I feel about this series. I hope you guys, this helped somebody to make a decision on whether or not they want to add these dolls to their collection, and any of these other dolls in the background that we discussed as well. And I'll see you guys next time, because oh my goodness, it's already 2 o'clock. I gotta go. I gotta do some stuff. I take care of some things, okay? All right, so I'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching, and everybody go have yourself a dolly, 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 super dolly day. Adios.